Man, this music about to make me write a rap song, man. I'm telling you. I'm about to come up. I'm about to come up with a rap song. Look at Richie Mack said DGunn dressing like Training Days Denzel Washington. Come on, man. Really? Really? That's all right. King Kong ain't got nothing on me. He's Barrett Brooks. I'm DGunn. As we told you off the top of the show, Rob Ellis finally took a much-needed day off, a well-deserved day off today. And I like everybody in the chat feeling the music, B. Everybody saying the music fire. They love the music. And I think even Xander's already said several times, man, I love that beat. So we got approval from Xander. You know what's happening now. Rob's going to come back Monday and be like, what in the world is happening here in terms of what happened to our game show music? Rob, game show season over. It's over. Gone, baby. It's over. It's over. We're hitting a whole new era. Sports take. We taking the show to another. We taking over the cartel. See what I'm saying? So, but we got a big game coming up this weekend up the Jersey Turnpike. The New York Giants hosting the best team in the NFL right now, the Philadelphia Eagles. And Barrett, you talked earlier in the show about the mindset of both coaches going into this game. What Nick Sirianni's telling his guys, what Brian Daboll has been telling these guys. And I've been looking at this matchup real close. And in a lot of ways, I think this matchup is similar to what the Eagles just faced against the Tennessee Titans. Now, Tennessee was I should say a combination of what they went through with Tennessee and Green Bay.
Yeah.
Tennessee was good against the run, porous against the pass. Green Bay was a sieve against the run. Eagles ran all over them. We know that Wink Martindale is going to deploy blitzes whenever he can in this game. But you look at the Giants defensively, they give up a lot of real estate in the running game. And I expect this to be, whereas Jalen threw at will against the porous Titans secondary, I can see this being a dominant run game by the Eagles. I mean, Giants are giving us something like 140-plus yards a game on the ground.
This should be a field day for Miles Sanders. Boston Scott. Boston Scott is also what they used to call him, the giant killer.
Right.
Because he always beat up on the Giants, with the exception of in MetLife, the last time he played up in MetLife.
Right.
But he has had very, very good games against the Giants. It should be a run dominant game because Wink Martin, what's his name? Wink
Martin. Yeah, Martindale.
Yeah, Martindale. He is a blitzaholic. Ever since he was with the Ravens, he blitzed almost every play. They're going to try to deploy some blitz run stoppers also. People have run blitz, and I think they're going to try to run blitz them because they know they can't hold up front. You look at it, man. Ojulari,
yeah,
he's too light in the ass to hold up against a 370-pound offensive tackle coming off the rock on him. We all know Thibodeau is just too little for Lane. Lane's going to beat up on him. And if they flip, vice versa. Our tackles are too good on the outside to not run against those little bitty guys. So they're going to try to bring in more number counts. But when you do that, there might be somebody free, so you can account for everybody, but not for most guys, but not every guy. Sometimes the running back has to make some guy miss. But if he makes a miss and gets past that first wave, man, it's wide open. Because when you blitz, you're taking a chance. You're taking a chance that if they blitz, if they get in behind that blitz, it's over. So that's why I think it's also be a big game for our slot receiver. You might, this is a game that guys like Zach Pascal, Quez Watkins,
right,
can have big games because they'll have sight adjustments. Sight adjustments are routes that you break off when you see a blitz and your guy, and when they say a wide receiver's guy, when your guy comes, and it's not like you're going to block him or anything like that, but once this guy that you're responsible for disappears, that means that you have to run a blitz route to counter it. So wherever he leaves, you got to go occupy the space he just left. So you become the blitz target. So you throw to the guy that just departed from where he just departed from, and you go into that area. And nobody's there in that area because they just sent a blitz. So if you can get behind that blitz, man, I'm telling you, it's wide open. You know what I'm saying? Live by the sword, die by the sword. Wink Martindale has done that his entire career. He lived by the sword. He believes in this guy's getting there.
Especially in Baltimore.
At least creating havoc. You know what I'm saying? At least making, Jalen Hurts uncomfortable back there. But one thing we know Jalen Hurts does, he thrives in being uncomfortable. You can't just blitz him and not think that he can just get away from the blitz also.
Right.
When you blitz, you go man to man. That means you turn your back to the quarterback because you have to cover the guy that's in front of you. So you're not paying attention to what he's doing. And he's the type of quarterback that make you pay if you blitz. You get out of your rush lanes, he will make you burn. He will get out there, and he's not going to just run for a first down. He's going to take you like 20, 40 yards. He's that quick and that fast. And you can't – I mean, it's foolish. I look at teams that have this – they try to put a guy on to be in charge of him. A guy that, that can – a spy. Spies make no sense to me because if you have a spy, he's got to be just as fast as the quarterback. And when you spy Jalen Hurts, if you're not running a 4.5, it's all for nothing because he's going to juke you and get by you and run it and take it for even more yards. So imagine him trying to spy with Jalen Smith, the middle linebacker from Dallas.
Unbelievable.
I mean, that would be amazing. If they were to spy him. Because if they were to spy him, bro, it'd be all day. They'd be making first down. He might have 160 yards. You know what I'm saying? At least Walker against Green Bay, Walker could actually run with Jalen a little bit. And you see how he made him look.
Right.
There's no way Jalen Smith can run with him. So, man, I almost hope they do blitz. So in fact, I almost pray they blitz because Jalen is smart enough to get the ball to the open receiver. And he's athletic enough that he can get out of the pocket and make you burn for turning your back on him down the field and him running for a first down.
I couldn't agree with you more. And I don't think there's any way, shape, or form that the Giants can stop this Eagles running game. But let's say that it's one of those weird Sundays. I don't feel comfortable if the Eagles have to throw the ball.
Them NFC East Sundays.
Yes, yeah, exactly. I feel I'm real nervous if the Eagles have to pass more than they run because of the Giants' ability to blitz. And you're right. I agree with everything you just said. Jalen is smart enough to figure it out, but the reason the Giants have won 7 games is because of their ability to catch opponents off guard, and even quality quarterbacks not knowing where the blitz is coming from. Now they've struggled a little bit recently. But I think that makes the game a little bit more even if somehow, some way, the Giants force the Eagles pass more than they run the ball.
No, I
you don't think so?
That. No, bro.
Really?
Their best corner right now, is Fabian Moreau.
Yeah, good point. Yeah,
he couldn't cover when he was at UCLA, let alone in the NFL. I invite that. Please do. I remember when he was in Washington. Please blitz. And have him one-on-one against AJ or one-on-one against Smitty, it'll be a field day. It'll be a field. They may have 400-yard passing. He's their best corner right now. I'm looking at Fabian Moreau is their best cornerback right now. They're gonna have guys starting like two rookies right now. Dane Belton, he might get some run. Who else is it? Nick McLeod. Who? Rodarius Williams.
Yeah.
Huh? I invite that. Please do. Because their 2 starting corners are gone. Adoree Jackson, he's out. Darnay Holmes, he's out. You got these guys out there trying to cover A1 receivers. A1 receivers out there. These aren't just like a number 1 and a number 2. This is a number 1 and another number 1. Please wink. Please blitz. Because if you blitz, that means you got one-on-one on the outside. And there's nobody in the league that can cover Smitty man-to-man like that. He is so dynamic in how he gets off the ball and creates separation. And we all know that A.J. Brown can Debo anybody. He's catching balls off defenders' shoulders. This should be a game where if they blitz, it'll be their business mistake. And Wink Martindale knows if he blitz, they're going to get open. And if he stops blitzing, they're still going to be open.
Mm. Are you saying the Giants secondary is worse than Tennessee's?
Oh, way worse.
Worse than
Way worse.
Tennessee's?
Way
I didn't think
worse.
it can get much worse than that.
Way worse than Tennessee. Way worse. None of their starters are there now. I mean, Fabian Moreau is their best corner.
Wow.
It's going to be a field day if they do that, bro. I'm telling you. Trust me when I say. Hey, Stream, remember I said this. Fabian Moreau's their best cover guy.
Yeah.
If they blitz in the frequency, I think they're going to blitz, and they usually been blitzing like 40-something%. If they blitz like that, this offense will have a field day in the air. They won't have to run the ball. They won't have to. There'll be so much separation between them and the receivers. It'll be crazy.
I'm looking at the Giants' last 5 games, and as we've talked about, they've gone 1-3-1 in their last 5. Seattle, they gave up 27 points. Washington against Houston, they gave up 16. Against Detroit, they gave up 31. Dallas, they gave up 28. Washington, they gave up 20 points. If Detroit scored 31 on them, what in the world are the Eagles going to do?
Because when you're blitzing, you're vacating places that would be wide open in the middle of the field. But this also means that the backs have to be on hit. They have to be on the one. They got to understand where their blitz coverage is coming from, where they belong in the blitz fits. You know, they got to have a great game also. So this should be a game where, hey, Boston Scott and Miles Sanders, you got to be on your P's and Q's. You know, they have to play well because they're going to have to pick up a lot of blitzes. They're going to have to scan blitz and watch out for people coming, man. You can't allow them to get pressure up on them. And that's what happened against them last year.
Right.
They didn't pick up the blitz the way they were supposed to pick up the blitz.
Right.
And a lot of the time they were, getting pushed into Hurts's face. You can't allow that to happen. We need our guys up front to play, man. Like the key matchup is Dexter Lawrence against either one of our 2 guards. They've got to play well against him, and he's been playing at a Pro Bowl level. He's been their best defensive lineman this year. Not Leonard Williams, but Dexter Lawrence, kid from Clemson.
Absolutely. See, the way you describe this, it sounds too easy, in terms of what the Eagles should be able to do. So
it's never that easy, though.
Let me put it on the other side. What concerns you about this Giants team, a depleted Giants team, because they are banged up across the board?
Their back's against the wall. When your back's against the wall, you come back fighting. You got to come out. You got to throw every shot. You got to throw the kitchen sink at this Eagles team. They know that they're outmanned against this team. They're going to try to come in and try to punch us in the mouth. They're going to try to play physical, get you caught up into a game that you don't want to be caught up into. And it's imperative that the Eagles go out there, they got to match their physicality, but they got to keep their heads about them and make sure that they go out there and cross their T's and dot their I's. They got to go out there and understand that you have to run the offense, run the defense, run the special teams the way you want it. Don't let them dictate the tempo. You dictate the tempo. Yes, be physical, but be physical within the scheme work of what you need to do in your assignment. You know what I'm saying? You can't get caught out there. I see a lot of guys that come out too hype and go out there and get distracted and start doing more than what they're supposed to be doing and not doing their job. And that's when you get beat.
Do you worry about Daniel Jones taking off and running on him? Because I think their pressure is going to force him to run a lot in this game.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we saw what Tannehill did. And they saw what Tannehill did. And we've seen what Daniel Jones did to us last year. Mm-hmm. Daniel Jones had like a 70-yard run. If he didn't run like Bambi, he'd have scored that time.
Like Bambi.
I mean, come on, man. Then the next game, he actually scored against us. He actually scored.
Yeah, he
ran like a 40-yard,
I think it was like 34-yard run on him.
And it was a read option play. Something that the defense sees every day in Jalen Hurts. It was a read option play. He took that thing the distance. He's a good enough athlete. He can make you pay. Sleep on it if you want to. I think he got tracked at like 20 yards, or 20 miles an hour. That's how fast he was running.
20 miles an hour.
Yes. Daniel Jones was out the gate. If I'm not mistaken, and I don't think I am, but he got clocked at like 20 miles an hour. In fact, he was the fastest quarterback. He had the fastest quarterback run last year.
What?
Yes, not Lamar Jackson, but Daniel Jones. Look it up.
Not Jalen Hurts, not Daniel,
Jalen Hurts.
not Lamar Jackson.
No, it was Daniel Jones. Had to clock the fastest time last year as a quarterback. Look it up.
Are you serious?
Yes, sir.
Man.
Yes, sir. He is an athlete, bro.
So if they control Saquon, they have him right where they want him?
Absolutely. Because he is the offense.
Plus, he's hurt. I think he's got a neck stinger. We don't know if that's smoke screen or not, but from what we told, Brian Daboll said he's got a sprained neck or something like that. But yeah, I look at that as a smoke screen because even though Saquon hasn't come close to 100-yard rushing in the last 3 games, he's still that dude. You know what I'm saying? The way he's been playing this year, he is still that dude.
Bro, he's playing at a great level. And he's playing with guys that some of these guys shouldn't be in the NFL. Like a couple of their players on the offensive line should not be in the NFL, bro.
That bad.
For real, yeah. They're playing with second and third teams. In fact, they got old Jack Anderson. Remember Jack Anderson?
Absolutely, yes.
He was here. He was in camp this year, I think. He was in camp this year. He's playing for him. And best believe he's getting up all tape. He's getting up all tape to the defensive line. Hey, this is what you got to do with this. Make sure you do that. You know what I mean?
We look at what this Eagles team has accomplished up to this point. 1 loss. You look at the variety of ways they arrived at this destination. What has impressed you the most about the overall demeanor and makeup of this team? Not just one player, but collectively.
The Eagles or the Giants?
The Eagles.
Collectively, I just think that they have one goal. Everybody has one goal. A lot of times you have teams where guys have their own individual goals. I don't think this team really lets those type of things dictate how they play. They have one goal. Their goal is to be the best team they could be. They don't necessarily worry about, just like, for instance, like the offensive coordinator. Shane does not think, or does he try to formulate things
right
that try to counter what the team does. He works on, for the majority of things, stuff that he had to work on from the previous game. He tries to get his offense better at going out there and being the best version of them. You know what I'm saying? Running the best plays that fit them, what they feel comfortable with. Yep. Yes, they'll have a game plan in which they go in and try to, dictate tempo against, like they're bad against the run. They'll have a heavy run, focused on what they bring to the table. But it's more so what they do best and not necessarily what the defense is doing best. On the opposite side of the ball, I think that, Gannon does it the opposite way. Gannon sees what they do best, and he wants to stop that. Of course, on the defense side of the ball, you have to do that. But he now has people in place that he can use. Like there used to be, everybody wanted to stop the run. Yes, they can stop the run now, the guys up front. So how are teams going to counter that? Teams are going to counter that by, all right, we're going to put heavy formation out there. We're going to have 2 receivers on the field. We have 2 tight ends on the field. I want to see if you can cover our tight ends. I want to see if you can cover our receivers. If your corners and linebackers good enough to cover them. So he really feels as though he does right now. Now, I don't know what the status of White is. Did White practice this?
I think it was like limited
practice. I'll tell you what. You put the young fella in there. Nakobe Dean had 15 plays, 16 plays.
15 plays. He had 15 snaps, and he co-led the team in tackles with 6. And I think the most impressive tackle was his first one, where he was trying to shed a defender falling back and tackled Derrick Henry with one hand.
Right. That's Nakobe Dean, and his reaction is he reads the play, reaction goes. If he sniffs it, he goes. You know what I'm saying? I was watching one of those Baldy breakdowns. Baldy's like, look, I don't know if this was a blitz or he just read it that fast. But next thing you know, as soon as the ball was snapped, he saw something. He read his triangle and was gone. See, linebackers got to look. They got to look through the triangle. They got to go from both guards to the running back. That's their triangle. So if one guard, the linebacker, the guard in front of him, if he pulls, that's his reaction. He's trying to follow it. If he tries to scoop, his reaction, and boom, he goes. He's reacting so fast that the line is not even getting a chance to get off on the block. They're not even getting into the double team block before he's coming downhill and making a play. That's that kid's gonna be good, man. I didn't think he was ready to play just yet, but looking at him, he's ready. He's ready. Okay. He's just not. He's not better than with the guys in front of him right now. Kazir White, and TJ Edwards are good. They're playing at a great level, but he's right there tit for tat with him. Like if they had to go in with the defense where they had to play a 3-line of defense, like a base front defense.
Right.
There's no way he couldn't come in there and play phenomenally in the inside and play well. He could do it. Play Will linebacker and Mike linebacker.
Okay.
He impressed me.
Okay. All right. We're going to step aside right now and take a pause for the calls. I got my notes everywhere.
Oh, see, here he is. Daniel Jones was clocked at 21.23 miles per hour.
Whoa. That's from Al Coleman. 21.23 miles an hour?
Yes.
That's DGunn speed from the couch to the refrigerator. You know what I'm saying? All right, we're going to step aside for just a moment and take a pause for the calls. Coming up next, we have former Giants great linebacker Carl Banks, who will be joining us to give us his perspective, his insights on the New York Giants and their struggles as of late, and do they have a fighting chance against the Philadelphia Eagles? That man right there with the Viking mug is Barrett Brooks. I'm DGunn. Rob Ellis off today, finally taking a day off. He hadn't taken a day off since we started this show April 18th, but he's taking a well-deserved day off. This is the Friday feel-good edition of Sports Take, which we have a potential new open show music. Sander, pump that beat, baby. We should go to break. Woo! I feel like Snoop Dogg right now.